I got pregnant with my boyfriend's child. But then, he cheated on me. My child was lost because of his affair. But I would forget his betrayal every next day and continue to love him. Until one day, he almost lost his life saving me. When I opened his phone, I discovered that he had been keeping so many secrets from me. Oliver celebrated his 30th birthday with a large gathering, inviting many people. During the dinner, the group indulged in a game of truth or dare. "Mr. Grant, when are you marrying Charlotte?" someone asked. "Charlotte, that's me. I've been by Oliver's side through thick and thin. From humble beginnings to his current success. I had been with him for years now, yet marriage remains uncharted territory to us." His response was casual, almost dismissive, "We'll see, no rush." The reluctance in his tone stemmed from Eleanor, his true love, seated across the table. She had returned from abroad specifically for him. Even rumors whispered that he had already arranged a position for her within his company. Eleanor toyed with her wine glass, seemingly tipsy, as she posed a personal query. "May I ask Mr. Grant a personal question? Is the person you like here with us tonight?" This sparked a wave of teasing among the crowd. In front of everyone, Oliver took my hand, declaring, "The one I love is only Charlotte." Upon hearing it, Eleanor's face fell, a momentary shock before bitterness seeped in. "All right then." Only I knew how tightly Oliver was gripping my hand, almost crushing it. He secretly wished for Eleanor's emotional breakdown, hoping she would beg for reconciliation at his feet. Next, it was my turn. Unwilling to concede, Eleanor, her eyes misty, implored Oliver, "Mr. Grant, let her take on a dare, won't you?" I stared at Oliver in disbelief, knowing full well the dare entailed downing a shot of 56 proof vodka. Yet, a mere plea from Eleanor could sway Oliver to disregard all else. He agreed. Eleanor, invigorated, pulled up a chair and approached with the drink in her hand. "It's more fun when she's drunk, don't you all want to see that?" Back in school, Eleanor tricked me into drinking, stripping me of my clothes and snapping pictures, a memory etched in my mind ever since. Panicked, I grabbed my bag. "I'm not playing anymore, I'm going home." With an unexpected strength of Eleanor, along with others, held me back. "Charlotte, you have to accept your loss," she insisted. "Oliver, please, I can't handle alcohol," I pleaded. Oliver, still seated at the table. He didn't bother to even lift his eyelids. "If you comply with her wish, I'll marry you," he stated coldly. Eleanor forced open my jaw, pouring the fiery liquid down my throat. It left me coughing uncontrollably. Some old classmates expressed concern, "Mr. Grant, is this really all right?" To which he retorted with a mocking indifference, "It doesn't matter, she has dementia anyway. By tomorrow, she'll forget everything." As I caught my breath, I lashed out at Oliver with a resounding slap. Silence engulfed the room, broken only by the red mark blooming on Oliver's cheek. Eleanor gasped, lunging forward, but Oliver pushed her away coldly. "It's fine, she's used to it," he said tersely. In fact, it wasn't until this morning that I realized I was unwell. While I was joyfully making Oliver's birthday cake, he snatched the ingredients from my hands and tossed them straight into the bin. "Don't bother, I don't like it anyway." He had clearly enjoyed it before. Cautiously, I pressed further, "Oliver, are you upset about something?" Head bowed, he handed me his tie. "Charlotte, help me with my tie, will you?" Before I could finish, I unexpectedly lost control of my bladder. The living room was left in a sorry state. The dripping liquid beneath me left me momentarily stunned. What was happening to me? Oliver's usually composed expression tightened instantly. All he did was crouch down and clean the floor in silence, not uttering a single word. I followed behind him, helplessly and somewhat lost. "Oliver, I don't know what's happening to me." He washed his hands repeatedly in the bathroom before finally saying, "You're sick." As he spoke, I detected an unmistakable hint of disgust on his face. I thought that if it weren't for the years of hardship we'd endured together, Oliver would probably be eager to end things with me. After Oliver left for work, it took me a long time to come to terms with my illness. Uneasy, I went to his office around noon, only to find Eleanor downstairs. She seemed to have fallen, covered in dirt, with Oliver's expensive coat draped over her shoulders. Her gaze towards Oliver was filled with longing and reluctance to part. Oliver pretended to be indifferent. However, the moment she lowered her head, he was caught staring at her, lost in thought. And then, there was tonight's incident. By the time we got home from the party, it was late. Out of nowhere, Oliver informed me. In a few days, Eleanor will come visit you at home. Be good and don't argue with her. In just one day, I had to absorb too much, pushing my emotions to the brink of collapse. Why is she coming to see me? Does she come here to find out when I'll die? Charlotte, don't throw a tantrum. I know. I'm sick. No matter how you treat me, I'll forget everything by the next day and wake up loving you just like before, isn't that right? Oliver, I'm the one suffering, why can't I vent my anger? If she dares come to our house, I'll kill her.